Good afternoon and welcome to Lawrence Central High School for the first game of 4 of the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash. This one pits Male out of Louisville, Kentucky, who comes in with a 4-5 overall record against the Panthers of River Rouge from just south of Detroit, Michigan, who come in at 2-3. Today's game brought to you by Ed Martin Automotive Group. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know. Hang Time Indy, Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence today at ltschools.org. And LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. Joined alongside Kristen Hazley, my name is Rick Johnston. And Kristen, our first of 4 games today of a lot of highly anticipated contests here at LC.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the day off started hot this morning with the River Rouge versus Male Bulldogs out of Kentucky and River Rouge out of Michigan. You know, both teams this morning coming in, warming up, feeling comfortable already in the gym. It's going to be fun to see who takes control of this one first.
River Rouge won their last time out on Saturday, defeating Bridgeport 42-30. They're led by head coach Eric Sharps. That win snapped a 3-game losing streak after winning their opener, and they have improved to 2-3. Male coming off of a win as well. They had lost 3 straight, splitting as part of a tournament. They lost to Henry County earlier in the day on Saturday before defeating Pleasure Ridge Park 38-26. River Rouge will be in the home whites. Male will be in the road blacks. We will step aside for the national anthem and come back with the starting lineups and tip-off next here on the ISC Sports Network.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking, honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
Our national anthem here from Lawrence Central High School. First of 4 games today. This is the only game today that does not involve a team from Indiana. We'll introduce the starters for the Male Bulldogs first. They come in with a 4-5 overall record. They're in the road black, and they are led by head coach Maurice Ponder. Wearing 0, Kylie Washington. She averages 4 points and 4 rebounds per game. Their top scorer and rebounder is, or their top scorer, I should say, is right there, Zion Sin, 5'6" junior, averaging just over 16 points per ball game. And Kristen, she's shooting the ball particularly well. It's her 50% from the field for the guard.
Yeah, that's a number you'll take any day. Excited to see if she can get going in this gym today.
Also a starter, Kendall Lanier, wearing number 14, averaging almost 7 points per ball game. Rachel Fanning wears number 23, playing in her 4th or 5th game of the year, averaging just over a point, but does rebound the ball particularly well, almost 5 boards per contest for 23 in black. And rounding out the starting 5, that young lady right there, number 35, Savannah Shea, 5'11", sophomore, 6 rebounds and 7 assists per game this year for the Male Bulldogs. Male averaging almost 50 points per game. They almost give up 50 points per game this year, so pretty even on the scoring and defensive output.
Yeah, it's a team that likes to run, try and get in transition, use their speed to their advantage. With that being said, also a leaky team defensively, especially lately.
Here's the starting lineup for the River Rouge Panthers, coming in with that 2-3 overall record. Head coach is Eric Sharps. Number 1, Jayla Randall, a 5'8" senior. Number 10, Nyla Walker, a 5'7" junior. Number 11, Linnea Harris, 5'11" junior. Number 12 is Kamora Payne, 5'7" junior. And the final starter is number 21, Kamaya Payne. She is a 5'4" senior for the River Rouge Panthers. Get a look at head coach Eric Sharp, leading River Rouge. Last year, the Maroon and White went 10-10, lost in the semifinal of District 19 to Dearborn Fordson. Mail last year went 10-13. They lost in the District 23 championship and the first game of Regional 7 play down in Louisville. Our officials for today's game, Chris Thompson, Deion Smith, and Raven Hibbard. As we are ready to go here from Lawrence Central, River Rouge, again, the home team in the white, and Mail, the road team, in the black here this afternoon.
At first look at the lineups, neither team really has a large height advantage. You know, I think obviously we talked about the speed in the pregame. I think that both defenses are going to put on some pressure early just to test some of these ball handlers, see who can handle the defensive pressure early on.
Opening tap controlled by River Rouge, won by Lanaya Harris, and we're off and running here from LC. Corner three on the way, catch and shoot, air ball attempt from Kimora Payne, put back, and the foul, and River Rouge an early free throw opportunity here.
Yeah, River Rouge trying to get the shot off very quickly there. First possession, decent open look from the corner there. Maybe a little bit of adrenaline going, but nice work there to go ahead and corral the rebound and create the contact to get to the line.
Foul on Fanning, her first, sends the senior Jayla Randall to the line for two. A soft fall off the rim.
That is one thing that sticks out to me here, Rick, is River Rouge having a little bit more experienced guards in terms of class. You talk about, you know, number one at the line here, Jayla Randall, a senior, as well as Cherish Wilson coming off the bench, a senior as well. And could be interesting to see how that plays as far as experience goes.
Washington goes baseline, try to throw it into traffic, saved by River Rouge, but stays here with Mail. Fanning a three, catch and shoot, and cans it right in front of that River Rouge bench.
And that's a good look there for Rachel Fanning, number 23. She's a freshman. Obviously, getting her going hot early would be a great thing for Mail High School.
Second possession here for the Panthers. Walker, ball saved from the sideline, turned over by River Rouge, but then they give it, or then they come and take it right back thanks to Nyla Walker, who initially turned it over. Reach and foul on Savannah Shea, and that's two early fouls here against Mayo.
Yeah, a lot of active hands going on there. You like to see it. Good high defensive intensity, but who can take care of the ball?
Trying to answer with a three is Walker, cannot, and rebounded by Fanning. There more backcourt pressure here from the Panthers. Has given Mayo some fits here in the first 57 seconds.
And obviously not dropping back here now. They will go a little bit of maybe a half-court trap here, but I love the intensity. If you lose the ball right away, let's trap and try and win it back.
Fanning rips baseline, got tripped or lost her footing from behind. A couple players fall down, and the putback from Shea was unsuccessful, but she got fouled. You can see the speed from the freshman Rachel Fanning putting on the deck.
Yeah, Rachel Fanning right now leading everything for the Mayo Bulldogs. Gets her feet tripped up there going in for the layup, but eventually it is Savannah Shea that is the sophomore able to get to the line there.
Foul on Kimora Payne, her first. And Shea, too strong on both, comes in shooting just 57% from the line here in her sophomore year.
Really interesting tactic there. Mayo put no one in to the lane to try and rebound that free throw, essentially just giving it up to River Rouge and dropping back into half-court defense.
Walker at the controls, being pestered by Washington. River Rouge looking for their first field goal, unsuccessful as Washington with the steal. Here comes the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, Zion Sin. Tucks in, falls away, gets the bounce off the back iron.
It's a great transition bucket there for Mayo, and it all starts on the defensive end with active hands by Kylie Washington there. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch. Washington versus Lanaya Harris, the point guard for River Rouge.
Three ball down the hatch from Kimora Payne as she dials her first one in from distance, and a good answer there from the Panthers.
Yeah, this game's really starting to pick up now, Rick. Picking up some pace, seeing both teams go in transition. A double dribble there, wasted opportunity for Mayo.
Washington tried to go baseline, and first turnover here in some time for Mayo. There's a look at head coach Maurice Ponder.
And it's interesting to note, as we were prepping for this game, we noticed not only some high school players on this roster, but some 7th and 8th graders as well.
Sophomore Lily Breeden entering here for Mail. Lanier got her hands on that one. Walker tucks and could not bank it home. Rebound for Savannah Shea. Mail with the ball in a 1-point lead. Kendall Lanier running the point. 1-3 already today here for Fanning. She can't find number 2.
No, but it's clear that's a shot they like. If they can find Rachel Fanning in transition from behind the arc, they're willing to take that.
Aggressive man-to-man defense here for Mail. It's what they've been in since the opening tip. Point guard Walker pops out, one of the captains here for River Rouge. Going to the offhand, back to the strong hand and off glass for a deuce.
Yeah, right now Nyla Walker is dominating from that point position, just doing a nice job. Ooh, good look there for Mail, throw it away, but again, doing a nice job there, controlling the ball. You see Kimora Payne as well, picking up the intensity on the defensive end. Really right now, it's River Rouge's point guards that are able to handle the pressure and find their way into the paint.
We've seen Mail turn it over a little bit more than they had out of the gate here in the last couple times down the floor. Faking the 3, Randall pulls up from the free throw line, cannot get the bounce. Shea had the rebound, but it popped out of her hands, and it stays here with River Rouge. Sidestep, 3 on the way, off the top of the glass and off the basket support there from Kimora Payne. It's going back to Mail.
That's a good defensive position or defensive possession there for Mail. Talked about the high intensity man-to-man they're playing. Some of that, honestly, it forces River Rouge to look for that outside shot a little bit if you can't find your way into the paint right away.
River Rouge in the zone for the first time tonight. Sin sneaks behind, corner 3, no good, but she got fouled on the shot from Kamaya Payne.
Yeah, Kamaya Payne just closing out a little recklessly there. They're able to draw the foul on the 3-point shot, so have 3 free throws, and again, it's Mail that will just drop back. Won't even contest for a rebound.
Sin, best free throw shooter on the roster for Mail, connecting on 76% of her freebies this season. Today's game presented by Ed Martin Automotive Group. When it comes to your next vehicle, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. And Ed Martin is always proud to support both the Wildcats and the Bears. And Sin makes all 3 of them.
And we'll get our first look at number 33 for River Rouge, the freshman Angela Henry. She's 6'2".
Moving screen there on Linnea Harris. First on her, and now the miscue starting to pile up here for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Obviously not how you want to start the possession off. Both teams, though, nice to see a healthy rotation. The bench players getting in as well. Haven't seen much of a drop-off, so good to see both coaches using what they've got.
Sin attacking, going right at her defender, off the window. Good defense from India Draw. Here come the Panthers. Down by 2, just past the halfway point here of our opening quarter, and Walker takes it wall to wall.
Yeah, right now it's the Nyla Walker show for River Rouge Panthers. And why not? She's getting into the paint, able to beat her defender with some speed there, and has been able to finish some nice little floaters and from that area.
Sin trying to create, throws it too tall for Washington. Another giveaway here for the Bulldogs.
And honestly, right now, I mean, we've got a tie game, 8-8, but if the Bulldogs start taking better care of the ball, being a little bit more efficient with some of those offensive possessions, there's no reason why they can't be in control of this one.
Fanning back in for Mail, getting Sin. And Jalen Brady ball on for the first time here for River Rouge.
And for the Panthers, 0, Jalen Brady ball.
8 apiece with 3.5 left. Little in and out dribble. Walker has half the points so far. Just rolls off the rim. And the first rebound of the afternoon here for Fanning of Mail.
Yeah, and that's big board for Rachel Fanning there. And if Mail can keep them to 1 and done, they'll be in decent shape here to stay in contention.
Breeden's catch and shoot 3 goes out of bounds. And back here to LC. We're back here to River Rouge at LC, excuse me. I looked up and I saw the Bear logo, and it just
similar colors,
similar
too.
colors, yeah,
Yep,
the maroon of River Rouge. For someone like myself that's color deficient, that's never good. I need drastic color changes for these eyes, baby. India Draw in traffic, the 4'11 guard. Walker off glass, fought for from 2 of the taller players on the floor, and Linnea Harris able to deflect it off of the 6'2" freshman Jemiah Smith of Mayo.
And again, it's Nyla Walker trying to get herself into the paint. Maybe not the most open look at that point. At some point, they're going to have to try and get into some sort of set offense, really run some different options here. Because at this point, Nyla Walker is not getting the best looking open shots.
Jemiah Smith able to clean up the miss, and it puts the Bulldogs back in front. First hoop for the tall freshman.
Yeah, great work by the freshman there. Here, getting excellent position and really easily just goes right back up with the board. It's what you love to see.
Walker floating into traffic, easily intercepted by Breeden. Outletting here is Lanier. Trying to go 1-on-2, right into contact and spun it in, and drawing the foul on India Draw.
It's a beautiful take there by Kendall Lanier, and it all starts with a heads-up pass, but you see here just getting into the defender, does a nice job creating the contact, and that one just rolls in. Great transition look there from Mayo, and obviously they'd love to find some more of those points. Getting out early, moving the ball, and running the court.
Payne back in here for River Rouge. Free throw upcoming from the junior Kendall Lanier. 7 for 15 for just about 47% this year on the free throws. And Mayo's leaving a lot of points here at the line here in the first, even though they do have the 4-point lead. Pass tipped and out of bounds. Good hands from Lanier.
Male substitution number 5.
Sin back in here for the Bulldogs.
And you see, obviously, Mayo keeping the fresh legs in with all of these substitutions that allows them to play the defense that you're seeing right now.
Double team brought by Sin. Walker able to feel it on the block to try to go block the block from Payne to Harris, and it's thrown out of bounds.
That's great defensive rotation there from Jemiah Smith. Just rotates over to the weak side as the ball goes, stands her ground, doesn't reach in, and it's just her presence there that forces the turnover.
Final 2 minutes here at quarter number 1. Nice entry pass, but then a nice tie-up from Walker. Holds up Smith, but they'll get her for the reach-in foul, it looks like. Yep. Tough break there for Nyla Walker. Made a really good read. That's the 5th foul here of the quarter, and free throws upcoming for Jemiah Smith. But it looked like she might have really close to getting the tie-up right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was a good read. You know, anytime someone of height, then obviously you look at Jemiah Smith there, has her on the height advantage. Anytime she brings the ball down, puts the ball on the court, that's your green light for Nyla Walker there to reach in. And, you know, I thought it looked clean here from our angle, but obviously we're not on the court right there. But either or, you know, it's a good read. You know, defensively, that's what you like to see.
1 of 2. Sin couldn't get the miss as River Rouge trying to find some points for the first time in a while. They tied it at 8. Since then, it has been 5-0 here for the Dogs. Pass on into traffic. Pop free. Stays here with River Rouge. Through contact is Jayla Randall, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, well done by Jayla Randall there, just taking advantage of the situation, picks up the loose ball, goes right up into the contact. She'll get 2. With that being said, the defensive pressure that Mayo is putting on right now, the ball handlers, is just keeping them from getting into any kind of offensive rhythm. Right now, it's trying to break that trap, break the first line of pressure, and then at that point, they're almost just crashing into the basket instead of trying to find a nice open shot. So I think that'll, you know, obviously improve as the game goes on and they learn how to handle that pressure. But right now, it's really all Mayo in their defensive pressure that's dominating this game.
Danae Reed, number 4 in white, on for the first time for River Rouge. Both free throws missed from Randall and a rebound for Smith. Final 90 seconds here at quarter number 1 as River Rouge picks up 3-quarter court. Wide open Smith down low. Good feed in there from Breeden.
And that's the difference right there. Mayo easily composed a few passes, breaks the press, and they find an easy jumper. Oop, yep, going to get the travel there. If River Rouge can just kind of take a page out of their book, stay composed, make a couple passes, that's the beauty of breaking the press, right? Is there's usually a nice, easy layup waiting for you at the end.
A lot of turnovers from both teams here in our opening stanza as River Rouge goes back to the 2-3 zone. Lanier, some fancy dribbling, lost it into the corner to Washington in return. Her floater from the baseline, too much. Weak side rebound, Fanning was there, but then diving on the floor for River Rouge, and the Panthers get the ball, and here they come the other way. That was Randall that got on the floor. Bank shot doesn't go on a long one, but it stays here with Walker and River Rouge, who then traveled.
Just a lot of unnecessary turnovers right now for the River Rouge Panthers. Just want them to almost settle into the game a little bit. You know, we can tell from some of their scores, they can score points, they can find their offense. Right now, it just feels like a little bit of difficulty figuring out some of the defense that Mayo is throwing at them.
Turned away here. Panthers trying to break this long scoring drought for Mayo, and they will with Jayla Randall swashbuckling in and a chance at a three-point play.
It's a great play there by Jayla Randall. You see the steal. She runs at it, just able to dodge the contact there enough to get a nice shot up, but then it's the follow-through there. It gets her to the line from one.
Doesn't get that one, but the putback is up and home for Linnea Harris.
That is a big-time board and putback for Linnea Harris, and that's what every coach wants to see. Doesn't even bring it down, goes straight back up. Oof.
A held ball called right before India draw, ripped that thing away clean. 23, Aaliyah Tolbert on for the first time. Here for the Panthers as Mayo keeps possession with 21 and change left to play here in the first. They can hold for the final shot. Into the zone, Fanning into the corner. Breeden open for a three, short. Washington with a weak side rebound. Sin attacking with 10. Lost the handle. Mayo still with the possession here. Sin triple team, finds Fanning. 1-3 from that spot earlier. Can't find number 2. And here come the Panthers with 2 and 1. They won't get a shot off, but the Panthers will take a lead, or excuse me, the Bulldogs will take a lead in the second on top 15-12.
Excellent first quarter there, and Mayo had probably 3 great looks at that shot to end the quarter.
In Lawrence Township, the choice is clear. From NACE-accredited early learning centers to comprehensive elementary programming built to support literacy, language, community, and STEM. A 96% graduation rate, with students engaged in pathways preparing for success in college, career, or military service. 50 state championships and 7 national titles. In the classroom, the court, or on the stage, we produce winners. The choice is clear. Make LT your district of destination.
Turnovers and some missed free throws to story that opening quarter as Mayo out of Louisville leads River Rouge just south of Detroit by 3 after 1 here, 15-12.
Yeah, I thought the Mayo Bulldogs came out and really dictated the first quarter. You know, they controlled the tempo. I think the defensive urgency that they showed early really helped them settle in offensively. You know, when you get a few easy buckets in transition early on, it makes everything else seem a little bit more comfortable. So, you know, I would say Mayo doing a nice job that first quarter executing their game plan. You know, this half, I think River Rouge really is going to look to control more of the tempo. If it's more of a half-court game, that benefits them a lot more than it does the Mayo Bulldogs.
Starters back on the floor for both teams as we begin quarter number 2. First of 4 today here from the east side of Indianapolis. Sin had the seal, went right between her legs. Walker, the point guard for River Rouge, floating and getting a soft touch.
Walker.
And they'll keep going through Walker like they did in the first quarter. But again, at some point, trying to find some other options is going to be necessary.
Washington rips and goes. Couldn't get it the first time. Putback doesn't drop from Shea. Then she dives on the floor and ties up Linnea Harris. Possession error, keeping it here with Mayo. We're in the road black here today. River Rouge in the home white. You see Shea getting up a little gingerly, holding that shoulder. She'll exit in favor of Jemiah Smith.
Yeah, I thought we saw some really good minutes from Jemiah Smith in the first quarter. Grabbed herself a couple boards and made some nice defensive plays as well.
Sin can't find the corner 3. Payne's got the miss here for Mayo. Ripping Randall. Spinning against the shorter Sin. Almost lost the handle. Got it back. Turnaround from the mid-range. Partially blocked. Lanier had it, but great hands to deflect it off of Lanier was Jayla Randall to keep it here with River Rouge.
That's great defensive play there by Randall. They'll get the ball right at their bucket, try and run something here, try and take the lead.
6 unanswered here for the Panthers, spanning the end of the first and the start of the second quarters. They'd watch Mail go on a 7-0 run. Pull up from the mid-range, perfect for Nyla Walker, and the Panthers back in front.
Yeah, that's a big statement because I don't think they're necessarily playing their best basketball yet. Really hanging in there based on their ability to turn some of these turnovers into points. But at some point, either the defensive pressure of Mayo is going to continue to turn them over, or they're going to have to find, something else besides just driving to the hoop.
Washington gives it away here for the Bulldogs as River Rouge and the point guard Nyla Walker trying to find something here, but a moving screen called against Kamaya Payne. That's her second.
21. Kamaya Payne, her second.
I think it's the second illegal screen called on her as well. Yep. Something she's really got to be careful of. It's such a momentum killer for your team early on in the possession. It's literally the starting action of your motion. And so to get a foul called right there, it's just a inefficient turnover for River Rouge.
Randall out, India draw, the 4'11 senior on for the first time as she defends Sin up top.
See Mayo moving the ball, obviously the more offensive, great take, but a more disciplined offensive team is what I was looking for. But that time it was Zion Sin just driving it through the paint, a nice take and lay in.
See the float game there from Sin, right up and over Harris. Timing on the floor here for Mail, a 30-second timeout. Today's game brought to you by Hang Time Indy. Hang Time is a proud sponsor in Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. With 2 locations in the city on the east side at 11 East 38th Street and the west side at 5660 Georgetown Road. Make sure you stop in with Hang Time this holiday season for the latest sneakers, apparel, hats, and more. So your Christmas shopping done, Kristen. You are, out of the two of us, you're the more prepared of the duo. So I think I'm going to guess you have everything bought, wrapped, under trees.
Oh,
you're
no.
good to go.
No, sir, you overestimate me.
What?
No, everything's purchased.
Okay, good.
The wrapping, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you were busy. People don't know you were up in Newcastle yesterday for the Hall of Fame Classic. You're also a local celebrity, so I'm sure a lot of people wanted your autograph and selfies.
Gosh, it's just shopping these days. It's such a hassle with all the autograph
with the
hounds
people,
and the paparazzi. I can't go anywhere these days.
With the commoners.
Yeah. No, we will be prepared by Christmas Day. No worries.
Sin could not find it from the baseline. And a foul 84 feet away from the hoop called on Jemiah Smith. That's a tough break there for the freshman.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I just mentioned, she's playing some really quality minutes, especially for a freshman. And you love to see someone with that size really understanding the game this early just because it gives them so much time for development.
Held ball possession arrow here with River Rouge as the Panthers avoid disaster with Walker almost running into draw and forcing and almost giving it away right there. Draw floating it in, wide open teammate on a pirouette off the window for Harris.
And that's just great off-the-ball movement there by Lanaya Harris. She checks to the ball, brings her defender with her, and then on the same page, just a nice little backdoor float.
Nice cut, Fanning on the feed from Washington.
And when we talk about being much more offensively disciplined, that's what we're talking about. The players are where they should be, and it makes it so much easier on your teammate. You know where the ball's supposed to go, and you can see just movement for Mail is much more fluid than it is for River Rouge right now.
India draw a high arcing triple try. On the other end, Sin, float game no. And Payne picks it up off the floor. Kimura to Kamaya. And then Sin steals in the backcourt to keep it here with Mail. They trail by 2. Two teams have traded the lead here the last couple times down the floor.
River Rouge back in that zone defense, it looks like, leaving a lot of shooters open here.
Hand off to Lanier. Fanning dribbled it out of bounds, and it's going back to River Rouge.
And the Mail Bulldogs here just kind of hitting a bit of a stall in the offensive end of things. Saw the movement there, but it's their turn this quarter to have some of the silly turnovers.
Soft pass and then a trip by Kimora Payne, her second foul, as Fanning was home free to the rim.
On number 12, Kimora Payne, her second.
Yeah, she'll probably end up sitting here for at least a good chunk of the rest of the second quarter. Not someone that they want to get into foul trouble early on.
Danae Reed in for River Rouge. An offensive foul called here against Mayo.
Foul is on number 23, Rachel Fanning, her second.
Second one on Fanning. Each team with 2 team fouls here in the second stanza. Reed in, taking Walker off the ball, trying to give her a little bit of a breather here.
There's got to be some movement for her off the ball.
Sin defending in the Mayo man-to-man. Payne has it poked away, get it back to the cutting draw. And a timeout, 30-second timeout taken here by River Rouge. We'll step aside, come back in 30 seconds here on the ISC Sports Network.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
good. There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Timeout for Eric Sharps and his River Rouge Panthers, who come in 2-3 on the year. Won the season opener, then lost 3 in a row before defeating Bridgeport on Saturday 42-30. Now 30-second timeout. Bluffing the 3 in the corner was Reed. Backup point guard in here for the Panthers. To the block in Kimora Payne. Out for a 3. No good off the glass from Reed. And Mayo quickly up the floor. Here's Zion Sin. Wants to take on the entire defense, but her pocket is picked by India Draw. Draw doesn't have the numbers, and then she gets called for a double dribble, trying to set up her attack.
A little bit of back and forth going there. One thing I think that it's going to continue to help Mayo stay in this game is they're doing a nice job of taking care of the boards on the defensive end. Yeah, we saw the 3-pointer there from River Rouge. They're just limiting any second chance options, which, again, now they just need to start turning some of those into some points here on their offensive side because they've really hit a cold streak right now.
Fanning was free in the corner, missed it, and the rebound went off the hands of her teammate Shea. 2-point lead for River Rouge. They came into this quarter down by 3. They had trailed by as many as 7 after tying it at 8 back in the first. And the two teams traded runs, both at the end of the first for Mayo and then spanning the 2 quarters for River Rouge. As Kristen mentioned, offense has kind of been scarce here as of late. Good defense from Lanier, then she got tackled by Reed as Lanier looked to be home free for a breakaway layup.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a frustration foul, looked like there from Danae Reed. And it's that trap offense coming at him right away. Kendall Lanier closes that space down, gets the tip. And that's that defense that they need to start leading to offense now because it's looking pretty good on the defensive end for them.
Long 2, rattled in from Lily Breeden, the sophomore.
It's a great little spot-up shot there by the sophomore. They needed that one bad.
Walker just inside the arc. Washington pestering her. The fresh legs in from Jayla Randall, and the senior fumbled it out of bounds. Three and a half left. Opening game of the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash. Baseline Washington, touch pass to Shea at the baseline, and she got fouled, and will go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play.
That is a big-time finish there by Savannah Shea. A great entry pass, and you see her there just elevating through the contact. Great focus and strength there. That's a great play by Savannah Shea, and much-needed points there for Mayo.
Cannot convert on the 3-point play. Foul was on Randall for River Rouge, her first. One more foul by the home team Panthers, and the white will put Mayo in the bonus here in the second. Thrown away, diving on it is Randall to keep it here with the Panthers. Payne almost traveled, able to bounce it over to Draw. Back to Payne, little runner in the lane, off glass. Shea, the top rebounder for Mail, has it. Here come the Bulldogs, quickly up the floor. Nice extra pass from Fanning down to Washington, and she'll go to the line.
Great job of sharing the ball there by the Mail Bulldogs. You see just the high basketball IQ. They make the steal right away, looking up for the outlet. The outlet knows they've got someone running the court, able to find Kylie Washington with the extra pass there, and she'll shoot 2.
Foul on Nyla Walker. Again, free throws have been hard to come by here for Mail. That's their 6th missed free throw here this first half. Aaliyah Tolbert in here for the Panthers.
Something you really, right now, obviously in the second quarter, not too concerned about, but something you really hope does not come back to be one of the reasons this one's close towards the end.
First point of the day for Kylie Washington as she picks up Nyla Walker in the backcourt. Double team comes from Sin. Walker felt it, goes over the taller Shea, couldn't get it, and Sin cleans up the miss for Mail. And the Bulldogs, unafraid to push it up the floor with reckless abandon. Washington between her mitts, able to get it back was Breeden. She had it taken away as she tried to go through 3 defenders, and here comes River Rouge. Walker, Euro, floater, doesn't get the roll.
Foul is on number 5, Zion Sin. Her first.
First on Zion Sin.
Both teams are obviously attacking, trying to get to the basket there in transition. That time it's Nyla Walker. No, really not a big surprise for River Rouge at this point. She's been about their only source of offense, besides some nice putbacks on the block by Lanaya Harris as well.
Number 22.
9 for Nyla Walker to lead the way here for River Rouge, and also our leading scorer in the game as well. And she's our first player in double figures with 10. Mail with the ball, down by 1. Sin. Shea in a double team. Sin has been held in check today, averaging 16 per game for Mail. Flip to Breeden, got cut off on the baseline, and she traveled with it. Good defense, sliding over was Lanaya Harris.
Yeah, great defense that time from River Rouge. Chasing on the traps there and then just forcing Mail into some long cross-court passes they don't want to make.
Full court press here from the Bulldogs, who are clad in black this afternoon. River Rouge in the home whites. Around the screen, Randall. Knocked away, she held the ball off her hip from Lanier. Panthers able to gather it back in. Messiah Tyndall newly on the floor and turned over here by the Panthers. Sin, Euro step bangs right into Draw. And it's defensive foul on India Draw, and free throws upcoming for Sin.
And those are so close and tight to call, but India Draw does the only thing she really can in that point. Tries to stand her ground. Not quite set yet, says our referee team.
Sin has had the most success out of anybody today shooting the free throws, now 4 of 4.
32, Jemiah Smith.
Jemiah Smith back on for the Dogs. And Sin perfect. She's up to 9 to lead the way here for Mail.
And I'm sure that's one of the reasons why you see her trying to get to the basket anytime the ball ends up in her hands. Zion Sin does a nice job of getting herself to the free throw line and making them as well.
Draw turns the corner, too much from the free throw line. And Smith with the rebound for Mail, and here come the Bulldogs on a fast break. Long pass up the floor to Lanier, who cuts, had the ball knocked out of her hands. Put back, though, in traffic by Lily Breeden.
How about that, Lily Breeden? Ball somehow ends up in her hands, and she has the wherewithal to just go ahead and put a nice little jumper in. Good 2 points for her.
Full timeout for River Rouge with 1:07 left. We'll step aside and come back with more here from Lawrence Central High School.
And gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away.
Timeout with about 90 seconds left to play here in our second quarter. See the Male Bulldogs on your screen, 4-5 on the year, trying to build off of last year's 10-13 campaign. Played in a tournament over the weekend. Last time out, split their games on Saturday and won 38-26 over Pleasure Ridge Park. Zion Sin leading the way for the Bulldogs today with 9 of their 28 points. 4 for Breeden off the bench, and she's come up with some nice baskets during the last couple of minutes for the visitors.
Yeah, it seems like she's the one that's able to kind of find the rim when they need it the most. You know, she's just almost a scrappy player. Seen her on the defensive end as well, getting some deflections, really forcing the River Rouge Panthers into some unlikely positions offensively. But, you know, all in all, I would say this male team is much more balanced than we've seen from the River Rouge Panthers so far.
Sin sneaking over for that half-court trap. India draw, tries to take her to the hoop. Here's Walker. Draw sets that screen. Walker might have gotten hit on the arm, couldn't convert. Sin with the miss as River Rouge tries to force her to the sideline. Final 42 seconds here of the first half, and then Lanier took her eyes off of it and went out of bounds.
And that's kind of been the story of why Male hasn't quite been able to run away with it. River Rouge committing a lot of those turnovers, but Male Bulldogs right there as well, doing the same.
Lanier with the steal, Sin in the contact, Banker drops. 11 for Zion Sin. 6 straight here for Male after their lead was cut down to 1. Stolen by Lanier, and she just has it roll off the back of the rim. Sin couldn't get the miss. Draw has it with 15 seconds remaining before recess. Draw, Euro, floater, no. Gets her miss, puts it in. Smith might have altered it and might have also blocked it. Saved in by the Panthers with 5. Walker, Sin cutting her off. Corner 3 on the way, long. And Lanier has it, and she won't get a shot off as we reach the end of the first half. Male led by 3 at the break, or at the end of the first. They extend their lead to 7 here at intermission. Game 1 of a holiday cross-state clash here from Lawrence Central High School. You're watching it on the ISC Sports Network.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Back at Lawrence Central High School. That guy's back here in the state of Indiana. Kyle Guy, former Mr. Basketball, now playing for the Noblesville Boom after starting his college coaching career back here playing professionally for the Pacers G League team up in Noblesville. At the break, it's Male out of Kentucky with 30, River Rouge from just south of Detroit with 23. Rick and Kristen back here with you. Thoughts on the first half overall?
Yeah, a little bit sloppy from both teams. You know, I think both point guards doing a nice job of kind of handling that pressure early on, but a lot of just sloppy turnovers. You know, obviously I would say Male doing a bit of a better job taking advantage of those points in transition. But with that being said, River Rouge is hanging in right there with this game because of Nyla Walker and some of those turnovers that the Male Bulldogs committed.
We mentioned our first of 4 games today here from Lawrence Central. This is our only game that doesn't involve a team from Indiana. On the other side, for Male, we mentioned it kind of was back and forth early on. They used that 7-0 run to break that 8-all tie lead, 15-8. And outside of the one time that River Rouge cut it to 1, Male's done a pretty good job of keeping River Rouge kind of at arm's length.
Yeah, I think Kendall Lanier's done a nice job for Male of handling some of the defensive pressure that River Rouge has been sending her way. With that being said, they share the ball really well. They know what each other does well. With that being said, Savannah Shea doing a nice job on the boards. Talk about Zion Sin doing a nice job of attacking the paint, made some really important free throws for them in the first half, and overall I think they did a nice job of pushing the pace selectively, right? They sent the ball forward when they had the right numbers to, and we saw some uncharacteristic turnovers from them, maybe a bad pass here, or a drop ball that probably should have been put in for a layup, but overall you would say I think Males played the more complete game in this first half.
Taking a look at our scores from the first half, Male leading at the break by 7. Zion Sin, the only double-figure score for the Bulldogs with 11. Kylie Washington with 1. Kendall Lanier with 2. Lily Breeden with 4 points, all in that second quarter. Jemiah Smith had all 5 of her points in the first. Savannah Shea had 2 points, and Rachel Fanning had 5, knocking down the only three-pointer for the Bulldogs in that first half. On the other side for River Rouge, Jayla Randall had 3 points. India Draw also had 3 on a made three-point basket. Nyla Walker with 10 points to lead the way for the Panthers. Linnea Harris had 4. Kamora Payne had 3. And Kamaya Payne, Aaliyah Tolbert, and Nasiah Tyndall, Angela Henry all played in that first half, along with Jalen Brady Ball, but did not score. We'll step aside and come back and take a look back at more of our first half here from Lawrence Central High School.
And gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away.
Back here at Lawrence Central High School, we'll see the LC Bears, the state champs from a couple of years ago, coming up in our third game of the day. Rick and Kristen back here with you as it's that time of year, a couple days before Christmas, but also a lot of holiday tournaments and a lot of that action you can catch here on the ISC Sports Network both today and also next week. We'll be up in Kokomo for the Phil Cox tournament like we normally are. We'll also be at North Central High School for the Paul Logan Memorial Invitational. That one at North Central features both boys and girls basketball teams, but if you're a basketball fan here in Indiana, this is a pretty good time of year.
It's a great time of year. You know, I had the pleasure of being out in Newcastle yesterday, like you mentioned earlier on. The boys playing in the Hall of Fame Classic today out there in that gym, and before that, you know, we had another new tournament starting at the Coliseum. That was a great one as well. Got to see a great game between Floyd Central and McCutcheon, and honestly, it's an excellent time of year for coaches. You know, you can kind of look at it as maybe that halfway in the season point, play some games, play some teams you might not usually see, and then from there you kind of, you know, take your Christmas break, get back in the lab, and really come out after the Christmas break ready to make that run into the postseason.
Yeah, you look for the folks here in the state of Indiana, that sectional draw comes up about the midway point in January. State tournament will start towards the end of January, early February. For River Rouge out of Michigan and Male out of Kentucky, they're along a similar timeline to what you see for boys basketball here in Indiana with their seasons running, regular seasons running through the end of February. As a former athlete yourself, how important was it to kind of get this built-in break? You get the family time, the friend time around the holidays, but then also you kind of take a break, reset, not only have the coaching staff relook at things, but also you as an individual player can kind of take a look at, okay, here's my first half of the season's gone. What do I need to improve on or make strides in?
Yeah, it depends obviously on the level. You know, these days, Division I level. You know, I was lucky enough to be a manager for a Division I program, and there's not really a break. You know, you're traveling through Christmas. You might get Christmas Eve off and Christmas Day off, but it's right back to the lab. So it's really more of that mental break, like you mentioned. You know, as a coach, taking the time to reflect on that almost first half of the season and see, okay, what did we do well? How can I continue to encourage my team to do those things well? And what is that thing that's going to hold us back maybe from being successful deep into the postseason? And, you know, there's a lot of teams that are playing incredibly well now that we might not even see in a regional or a semi-state, just because that's how important it is to be playing your best basketball at the right time.
River Rouge 2-3 on the year, trying to win their second straight game as they're back on the floor getting warmed up. Mail will be making their way out here from the locker room shortly as well. It's the Bulldogs from Kentucky on top 30-23 over River Rouge from Detroit here on the ISC Sports Network.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
Yeah,
good.
there you
oh,
go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is
Wrestler!
Wrestler!
Whoa!
Hey, it's Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And each and every week in podcast form, video form from the ISC Sports Network, we do Query and Schultz, brought to you by Bailey and Wood, the fine folks south side of Indianapolis, but serving all of central Indiana for the best mortgage rates.
And, of course, we record right here at Chili Water Brewing Tap Room and our friends at Hoagies and Hops, 42nd and Boulevard, right here in Indianapolis. We're talking Colts, we're talking Pacers, we're talking Hoosiers, we're talking Boilers, and we're hanging with you.
We talk the tall and the short of it, right? That's what we do.
Yeah, whatever, man. Every Tuesday night, 7:30, right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Got the dunk, got the poster, and gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away. And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness.
Rick and Kristen back here with you as we get ready to start the second half of play. Game 1 of the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash. It's Mail out of Louisville, Kentucky on top 30-23 here over River Rouge from Detroit. What would you like to see here coming up in the second half, Kristen?
Yeah, I think for River Rouge, obviously with the amount of turnovers, lucky to still, kind of be within touching distance in this one. They're going to look to control the tempo, make it a half-court game, try and limit some of those runouts that Mail's been able to get in transition. And then for Mail, you've got to keep up that defensive urgency that they showed in the first half.
Shea wraps the pass around, and it rolls in nicely there for Rachel Fanning. She's got 7 points, second for the Mail Bulldogs today. Randall lost the ball behind her head. Mail looks for a violation that doesn't come. They're hoping for a travel or a double dribble, anything to give them the ball back. But that'll help them there as the ball lost out of bounds by the Panthers.
Now River Rouge looks like they're going to go ahead and put some full court pressure on. I like the idea if you can get some points out of the transition game, pulls you a little bit more even.
Sin down to Fanning. Lefty spinner doesn't go. Perfect opportunity there for the Bulldogs to increase their lead. Runner from Walker, no good. Put back unsuccessful by Harris, but she'll go to the line.
I've been really impressed by Lanaya Harris down on the block today. That's the third time you've seen her kind of elevate, get a nice offensive board, and go straight back up with it. She's a really nice really nice post player. You can see why right there with her agility, just able to find the backboard with a defender on her.
Savannah Shea called for the foul. That's her third, so she exits less than 3 minutes in here to the second half. Jemiah Smith, tallest player on the Mail roster, checks in here for the Dogs. Spun off, and missed free throws have been an issue today here for River Rouge. Those are their 5th and 6th missed free throws of the day. Panthers turning up the defensive heat, trying to turn the corner. And then diving onto the scores table and helping herself up was Kendall Lanier.
Don't worry about it, you get.
diving on top of the scores table and looks to be A-okay, but took a hard spill on the hip check.
I checked. We're all good.
We're good?
Yeah.
You got it?
Table got the worst of it.
Yeah, okay. Did you check on Kendall? She seemed to be okay.
She
seemed to want no help, whatever. She goes, I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
just fine.
She's like, get away from me. Who are you?
Nicely.
Which I'm used to, so.
Yeah.
No, the table got the worst of it. She's good. Good hustle play.
Time out on the floor here from LC. Today's game brought to you by Lawrence Township Schools. The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities. Boasting a 95% graduation rate, Lawrence Township's honors programs, career pathways, and dual credit opportunities prepare future leaders and workers. On the court and in the arts, state champion students excel, driven by ambition and community spirit. Enroll now in Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future. And we'll see the host LC Bears coming up later this afternoon. Again, first of 4 games here at Lawrence Central High School today. Last foul was on Jayla Randall, her second. Let's get a look at Kamora Payne, 5'7" junior here for the Panthers. They trying to win their second game in a row. 9-point lead for Mail, their biggest here of the afternoon.
They just need to continue taking care of the ball like they have. They do a nice job of making the extra pass, sharing the ball. They've got a decent lead right now. If they just continue to do those things, they'll be all right.
Washington missed the initial jump shot. Good offensive rebound from Jemiah Smith. And then she got fouled, and she's got free throws upcoming.
Yeah, Jemiah Smith, underclassman, but does exactly what you'd like your post player to do, just tenacious on the offensive boards this afternoon.
Seeing some extended playing time here with Shea in foul trouble. Good free throws have been a struggle this year for Smith. Came into the day just 7 of 12. Now 1 for 3. Second one good. She's up to 6 points. And the lead's up to double figures for the first time today for Mayo. They're on the road black. River Rouge in the home whites. And a violation called against Jayla Randall. She tried to save the ball to herself.
Yeah, and you know, that time Mayo not even able to get the trap in place. They're just sitting there waiting in that zonal trap full court press, and just the pressure, just the essence of being there forces the turnover. So that's one thing, you know, River Rouge has really got to clean up if they want to get back into this. You've got to quit giving the ball away.
Sin with a head of steam and right to the front of the rim. Nice take from Zion Sin.
That's her bread and butter. She has gotten her points today just from attacking those post players, getting into the paint and finishing.
And timeout, 30 seconds here for River Rouge as they were in danger of being whistled for a backcourt violation. We'll keep it here, as River Rouge has not been able to get out of the starting blocks here in this second quarter, third quarter, excuse me, watching Mayo go on a 5-0 run. But the Bulldogs have turned up that defensive pressure as Eric Sharp's trying to help his team out, trying to figure out how to get away from those speedy guards in the backcourt of Mayo.
Yeah, and part of it is just that, you know, step one is you've got to break the pressure. You've got to break the press if you're River Rouge. And then with that being said, I think almost they're so, you know, focused on getting that pressure broken that they're not prepared for what they're going to do next. You know, you look at, you've got Lanaya Harris, who I think has played a great post game for them, you know, dominating the boards, getting some second chance opportunities. Can you maybe find her once you break the press? You know, she's good at finishing in that area, but instead it turns into maybe an out of control drive or an errant pass. They're just not quite thinking that far ahead, as we see it again. You know, trying to work it into the paint, but you know, that's 5'4" Camia Payne and not 5'7", or excuse me, 5'11" Nyla Walker. Lanaya Harris. Goodness gracious.
Stolen here by Randall. Panthers looking for their first points, off balance, but Walker banks her home. A dozen for Nyla Walker. Top score today for River Rouge out of Detroit. And then Walker pokes it free. They flow to the front court. Walker tracks it down, and in one motion, able to get the bounce in a quick 4-0 Nyla Walker run.
And now it's Mayo that really needs to settle in, find some composure, focus on breaking that press.
Fanning, Smith, wide open, down low, easy work for Jemiah Smith. Good feed there from Rachel Fanning. 30-second timeout for Mail.
And you see that time we talked about in the first half as well. If you can break that press, typically there's a quick, easy bucket waiting for you based on, it's just a numbers game. But that time, unfortunately for Mail, it took giving up 4 points from River Rouge on some turnovers, trying to break the press before they found the lay-in there.
At halftime, we talked about how this is an important time of year for any team sport, able to kind of look at yourself, reassess both from an individual and a team standpoint. I think if you're Mail, you have to be pretty happy with what Jemiah Smith has shown you today. 8 points off the bench for the freshman. We don't have heights for the Mail players, but looking her stand when she stands next to Angela Henry, who is 6'2", she was at least 6'2", if not a little bit taller. And so you have to be really proud of what we've seen out of Jemiah Smith here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Jemiah Smith has been impressive. Talk about having a few more extended minutes based on some foul trouble, but it's exactly what you said. She's giving you what you want from a post player, whether it's defensively or on the offensive boards, getting some rebounds, getting herself fouled. She does a nice job of rotating through that post defensively as well, and she's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on.
More defensive pressure here from the Mail Bulldogs, deflecting it off of River Rouge. Traffic in the backcourt is Sin. Up to Smith, who goes right at the basket. Oh, look at the spin from Smith. She got stuck underneath the hoop, but gets her own miss, and she's in double figures with 10.
That's another brilliant shake there by Jemiah Smith, and it's impressive. You said it, the spin move. It's a little lost, but it's the effort there to get a rebound and put it back up.
Stolen by Lily Breeden. Mail trying to build on their 12-point lead. Smith ducking and diving off the window. And Breeden able to gather it in back near the top of the key. Fanning open on the baseline, floater short. Tapped around and finally hauled in by Linnea Harris. Walker, Euro, got bumped by Breeden, and Walker has got 2 free throws upcoming.
It's a nice job there for them to attack the paint. You saw there Lily Breeden just trying to step in and take the charge. I think she maybe stepped forward at the last moment there. Not quite set all the way, but this has been how River Rouge has gotten back into these games, is these little runs by Nyla Walker.
Had 4 in a row earlier. She has all 5 of River Rouge's points here in this third quarter.
Looks like we'll see Savannah Shea, Kendall Lanier back in. Lanier's done a nice job, I think, at the point guard position for the Mail Bulldogs this afternoon, handling some of the different pressures that we've seen from River Rouge, and she'll have to do it again. It looks like setting up that 2-2-1 press.
India Draw and Danae Reed both back in here for River Rouge as the Panthers turn on the full court pressure. Lanier at the controls here for the Panthers. As Sin, their top scorer on the season and today, along with Smith, get a break. Kendall Posey from Mail, 2 in black on for the first time today for the folks from Kentucky. Shea diving on the floor, fighting with Walker for it. And the possession arrows going back to River Rouge, the home team in white today.
Help ball. Possession Panthers.
Did a nice job of breaking the press that time with a lot of passing, good movement, and then once they got into the half court, ball hit the court a bit too much.
Reed on the run, floating it in. And then Walker reads the short pass. She'll go right at the rim, angles between 2 defenders, couldn't get the first one, and Shea, the top rebounder for Mayo, cleans it up, and possession arrows keeping it with the Dogs.
Yeah, great work there by India Draw and Danae Reed, those front 2 on that press. They're so quick to close the ball down that then it's, Nyla Walker that can just sit back and read the passing lanes.
9-point lead for Mail. They've led for pretty much this entire game today. Key 7-0 run to break an 8-all tie. Shea right in front, no good, and then her shot is deleted by Linnea Harris. And a foul on the Bulldogs.
Foul is on 23, Rachel Fanning, her 3rd.
That's number 3 on Fanning. She's been the top outside shooter today here for the Bulldogs. Get a look at the block there from Harris.
Yeah, it looks like Harris, she does a nice job of rotating over, and then It does. It looks like she gets all ball, which she really did force then Savannah Shea back down.
Thrown into traffic, and now Shea picks up foul number 4. It's that high arcing pass. She and Harris both going forward in the air. And Shea picks up number 4.
Yeah, it means they'll send Jemiah Smith back in. And worth noting, Savannah Shea is the starter. You know, they got some nice minutes from her in the first half as well, but those 2 quick fouls sending her right back to the bench.
Lanier tapped it. Unable to get the steal was Mail. In traffic, shot no good from Reed. Payne with the rebound on the baseline. Draw, jabbing. Trying to take Posey to the rack. She did, angled around Smith. And the rebound, the property of Lanier.
Good help by Smith there to alter the shot.
And Walker put that shoulder down and bumped Lanier. And that's number 3 on the top offensive threat today for River Rouge.
Yeah, and she's got to be careful because if she does have to sit, I mean, seen a few buckets here and there, different ways, but she's really the motor, and everything has run through her, at least this afternoon.
She has half of the Panthers' 30 points. Zone defense here for River Rouge, stepping in front, deflecting the pass Harris, but River Rouge unable to get the steal. Posey weaving baseline, couldn't get the bounce. Tapped out of bounds, keep it here with Mail.
We'll stay there, just a little lackadaisical from Kendall Lanier there. The pass into the post, almost picked off by River Rouge.
Jayla Randall with some tape on that right hand comes in to get Kamaya Payne. 3 and change left to go, back into Smith, double team, ill-advised pass, but Smith came out of traffic with it. Too strong off the banker, and here's Walker for River Rouge. Washington cutting her off, double team brought in from Sin. Draw, crossing over that left hand, open space from 5. Then the ball ripped out of her hands by Posey. Lanier crossing over, and she got fouled there by Danae Reed.
Yeah, it's excellent quick pressure there by Danae Reed on Lanier, and because of that, she's not able to get her head up and see what she has. Almost looks a little bit lost as she finds her way to the paint. Lucky to get the foul call there. But again, it's just being composed. Can you transition with speed, but also still be in control?
Lanier 0 for 1 today from the line. Too much heat on the first one. Back on for River Rouge is Kamora Payne. Lanier comes in averaging almost 7 points per game, just 3 points here this afternoon after the made freebie. Back to a double-figure lead for Mail. Randall trying to go all 84 feet, did everything except get the finish, and then Lanier tripped up. And that'll put Mail in the bonus for the final 2:37 of our third quarter.
Yeah, well, you know, we mentioned at halftime what needed to continue for Mail, and number 1 for me was the defensive urgency, and there was none of it on that possession there from the Mail Bulldogs. She was able to just dribble through 3 different lines of that quote-unquote press that time, and Mail almost bailed out there with the foul, so looks like Lanier will be in the bonus, shoot 2 for him, but lucky they were that time. Mail was not to give up an easy lay-in.
Panther substitution 23, Aaliyah Tolbert.
Aaliyah Tolbert in here for River Rouge because Jayla Randall might have had some blood on the back of her shorts, so she's got to get the pair of extra shorts in the locker room, and that brings in Tolbert off the bench. Mail in the bonus. Free throw good for Lanier. Up to 4 points today for Kendall. Sin leading the way for Mail with 13 points, 10 for Jemiah Smith off the bench. Harris with the board for River Rouge. They try to find their offensive rhythm here in the third. Trailing by 11, one off of their game-high deficit. Good read from Smith to jump the passing lane.
How about Jemiah Smith there? A little fast feet from the big woman from the block, doing a nice job reading the pass and just getting her hands in the way. Great deflection.
Battling with Harris underneath. Kicked ball by Kendall Posey of Mail. Randall back out of the locker room here for River Rouge, but her replacement in Tolbert has the ball, find her hands. She knows exactly what to do with it.
Heads up play there by Tolbert. Just ends up in her hands and she goes right up. Well done.
River Rouge full court press. Posey open for a three. Short, and Tolbert able to gather it in. Sin, though, reads the pass, came all the way from the backcourt, then goes diving in for a wonderful steal and a hoop.
Great play there by Zion Sin, and you see why she's the leading scorer there. Reading the passing lane and then easily up for the layup.
Sin steals it again, has numbers, goes right around the defender for two more. Zion Sin taking over here in the last couple of minutes.
Timeout, Panthers.
No doubt about it. It's Sin again, just right around the defender. She's so great, in control there, focuses. Just a nice step around the defender for the easy lay-in.
Maurice Ponder happy. This is leading scorer, Zion Sin, 5'6" junior. Just above her season average of 16 points, the game high 17 today, and she has only attempted one three-pointer here all day. She has been absolutely dynamic, whether it's been creating or trying to get to the rim.
Yeah, the thing that stood out to me the most is the shot creating potential, right? You know, both times just right in front of us there. Excellent job. Sees her three teammates really putting the pressure on. Realizes there's only one outlet. Jumps that passing lane so well, and then immediately, you know, she has Jemiah Smith with her. A nice pass fake, and then right in at the rim. So her ability to just create offenses is what's really been the difference for me today for her performance.
And we mentioned Jemiah Smith. She came in averaging 6 points and 5 rebounds here in her freshman year, but it seems like we're witnessing a breakout game for her as you kind of get the midway point of the season here for the male Bulldogs out of Louisville.
Yeah, and you know, you hope it kind of creates a light bulb for her that, hey, I can do these things. I can, you know, battle on the offensive board and pick up some easy points. I think she's done a nice job defensively. She's had to be almost that, you know, we used to call it the pressure valve and really deal with any offense that gets through that press as, again, she goes up, gets the board. So I think she's done a great job of reading the game defensively, and watching her run the court offensively as well has been a nice breakout, I think is a great way to put it, like you said, Rick.
Walker accelerating. Too strong. Put back good for Randall.
Jayla Randall.
Back to within 11 after falling behind by a game-high 13 was River Rouge. Washington with a step, and then she traveled. She picked up the ball and then took a little 1-2. And did not go up with a shot, so you don't get your gather step there. But that
was no. I can relate, though. It's, you know, the body's moving so fast, the mind's trying to catch up. Oh, that was a good idea, and then, biscuits.
Tolbert can't find the bottom of the cup. Washington picks it up. As Mayo playing at a breakneck pace here in the late stages of the third as we get into the deep waters of this one. Sin out close towards midcourt. Double team comes, fires to Washington. Nice extra pass down to Smith. It just rolled off, and then she gets fouled on the putback.
Yeah, and that's well done by Mayo. That time, a great entry pass into Washington, who just finds Smith on the backside, but she can't finish the lay-in. But again, a nice job getting her rebound, trying to put it back up, and more often than not, that's where you'll be able to create the contact and find a foul.
High arc, softly through for Smith. She's up to 11. Washington trying to get the offensive miss saved in, but then stepping on the baseline was Harris, who tried to save it for River Rouge. Keep it here with the male Bulldogs.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs have had some really great looks out of these set plays out of bounds today.
Reading to deal it in. Here's Sin into Smith, spun right into the double team as Randall tied her up. Possession arrow back to River Rouge, those wearing white.
And that can sometimes be the issue with some of those set plays, is especially at this level, you know, once you learn it, you want to do it so right that sometimes the IQ part of it goes away a little bit, and you're just going through the motions instead of reading, you know, what the defense had there. Obviously, it was River Rouge. It was the smarter team at that point and had the double on Jemiah Smith.
Washington and Fanning deflect it. Sin stole it. Then it's volleyballed around here in the half court for Mail. Sin with the miss, and she gets fouled. And whenever Mail wants to turn up that defensive heat, River Rouge has struggled to get the ball across the timeline.
100%. They have not been able to handle that pressure today, and that was really going to be one of the key factors on this one because both teams like to put on the pressure defensively. Both teams like to get out in transition and run, but you would say that Mail has obviously been a little bit more composed and disciplined in their game plan this afternoon, and that's why we're seeing the 13-point lead that we are.
Zion Sin with a game-high 18 points, perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line today. Has really taken things over, scoring 7 here in the third off of Washington. And it's going back to River Rouge.
Yeah, and she really just exploded this quarter, able to read things on the defensive end, and again, it's the pressure there forcing the turnover. Just a great defensive mind, and she's got the explosive quickness to make some of those steals.
9.6 left, back into Smith. Bully ball move, turn around, lost it. Can River Rouge get one final shot away as everybody diving on the floor? Smith comes out of the scrum with it for Mail, and Washington picked it up. Unable to get a shot away as we head to the fourth. Mail tying their game-high lead of 13 here against River Rouge out of Detroit. You're watching the Holiday Cross-State Clash on the ISC Sports Network.
In Lawrence Township, the choice is clear. From NACE-accredited early learning centers to comprehensive elementary programming built to support literacy, language, community, and STEM. A 96% graduation rate, with students engaged in pathways preparing for success in college, career, or military service. 50 state championships and 7 national titles. In the classroom, the court, or on the stage, we produce winners. The choice is clear. Make LT your district of destination.
Back here at Lawrence Central High School, 13-point lead here for Mail as they try to win back-to-back games and had lost 3 in a row before that victory in Game 2 on Saturday, trying to get to 500. But the Mail Bulldogs, I think the story of that third quarter there, Kristen, was their defensive pressure, turn it up, full all 84 feet there.
Absolutely, and they really put the pressure on defensively. Full court pressure, sometimes not even getting hands on the ball, just the fact that they're there and limiting options was forcing River Rouge into some turnovers. And I think the big difference and what led to the lead was they finally started converting some of that into points. And a big part of that was Zion Sin with 4 points off of turnovers by herself that quarter.
Sin had 7 in the fourth, or in that third quarter. 3 ball from the corner doesn't go from Lanier, as River Rouge down by a game-high tying 13 after they got outscored 17-11 there in the third stanza. Walker's been the all-offense today here for the Panthers. An aggressive take, less than 30 seconds in. She's rewarded with some free throws.
Lily Breeden, her second.
Second one on Breeden.
Look at Breeden with it, and she's, one of those scrappy defensive players. We've seen her honestly scrappy offensively as well. In the right place at the right time. That time just a little bit mistimed. She'll get called for the reach in.
Tough break there for Nyla Walker. Made her first 3 free throws of the day. She's missed her last 2 in a row.
Yeah, and obviously not what you want from someone that dictates so much of your offense and is so good at getting to the line. Every team wants those to be free points, obviously.
Shea to the trailing Lanier, goes right at the rim, and then her shot is sent away. Second block of the afternoon for Harris.
That was another big one from Harris, and you could hear it and hear how clean that was. Oof, big one.
Walker at the controls, but a moving screen on Kamaya Payne, her 3rd personal foul. We saw a couple of times that happen for River Rouge in the first half, and that moving screen rears its ugly head here in the fourth.
Yeah, and it's just such a momentum disruptor, similar to what we talked about in the first half. It's, beginning of your set, you're finally getting something offensive, some movement going, and it's just a quick turnover right away.
Mail on the road black, River Rouge in the home whites here in Game 1 of the Holiday Cross-State Clash from Lawrence Central High School here on the east side of Indianapolis. India draw, a little in-and-out dribble. Float game doesn't go. And then Shea with an aggressive rebound, and she picks up the foul all the way on the opposite end of the floor.
And Savannah Shea entering the game again. Obviously dealing with some foul trouble this afternoon, and so they've had to go without her. But we've been talking about Jemiah Smith doing a nice job of picking up the pace there in the post. Yep.
And a carrying violation against Lanier. You don't see that called a lot. As Lanier unhappy, but had that hand right underneath the bottom of the ball.
Yeah, and it was just a hesitation. It was like she was going to pick up her dribble and then at the last second decided not to. Pretty easy to make that call. You don't see it a lot, but when you do, it's usually pretty clear.
Walker stepping into a three. Short, Sin with the rebound and able to find Shea. Fanning attacking, throws it up and got fouled.
Bit of a body check on that one. It's a nice job, though, to break the press. Then they find Rachel Fanning at the arc, and she does a nice job there just attacking the paint, creates the contact before River Rouge can get back in defense. But that's been the difference. I mean, Mail's able to find those points when they break the press, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's the difference in this game is points off of press breakers that Mail has scored, because it's been got to be close to 12 or 14 lay-ins.
First free throws of the year for the freshman Rachel Fanning. And a lot of youngsters, not a single senior on the roster here for Mail.
It's a great sign, obviously, for them. A lot of growth, but the way that they've played, it shows they've got an understanding of what they're doing, right? Whether it's the press, whether it's the press breaker. The second part of that is adding in your own basketball IQ. You know, everyone can run a set play, but can you run the right play and make the right passes out of your set play based on what the defense is giving you? And I think that's kind of where you see the difference in the development as this team transitions into being some of those upperclassmen, is adding that experience, that basketball IQ that they're gaining now to their set plays and defenses.
Tip your cap there to Zion. Sin had her pocket picked by Reed and then hustled her way back to force the tie-up near midcourt. Harris to Reed. Flings all the way to the corner, and Walker, little 10-footer. Nope. Weak side rebound. Put back, yes, for Jayla Randall.
Jayla Randall's quietly had herself a really nice game. I think she's a good defensive player, and you've seen her on the boards a lot this afternoon.
Awkward dribble from Sin, going up strong. Too much on that one was Reed. Sin throws it forward, but then intercepted by Harris on a good read. Walker fouled. Finish no. Put back doesn't go off the window. Second track at it for Harris, good. And a foul coming for Linnea Harris.
Another one that's had a nice game. Linnea Harris, you see her there just going up and back and up and back, and finally gets the and one call on the one that she sinks. Big time play there from her, and again, another aspect of that River Rouge offense that has done well this afternoon.
Kylie Washington called for the foul for Mail, her first. Trying to get her own miss was Harris, and she did not, as Washington was able to deflect it off of her.
And River Rouge coming out to start the fourth quarter, really having the better of the defensive pressure right now. Few steals right in front of us here, and Mail's really got to focus to finish this game off, take care of the ball, and find some composure.
Thing for River Rouge, though, that's their 9th missed free throw of the day, and they trail by that same margin.
Ugh.
Out of bounds, lost here by Lanier.
No, obviously at this age, you don't expect everyone to be 90+% free throw shooters, but they do stack up, especially when you play against a team that'll put you on the line like that.
And great defensive pressure from Kendall Lanier, forcing an over and back against Walker. As Mail's trying to ramp up that defensive pressure. We saw him do full court, this time little half-court trap. And now Lanier steps on the timeline, and so the two teams trade over and back violations as Reed took a page out of Lanier's book and turned it right on it.
Absolutely. I mean, we always say that baseline and half-court line, it's almost like an extra defender for you. You see a lot of, obviously, teams trying to trap in those corners as well, but why not put the pressure on? If the point guard proves they haven't handled it, so far we've seen it back and forth.
Sin back in for Mail. Walker goes right to the baseline. Reverse layup. Got stuck on the bottom of the backboard. Washington has the rebound for Mail. And a traveling violation called against Breeden as she took an extra step before giving it off to Sin. As Breeden turns and looks for an answer.
Yeah, I mean, she's just trying to go faster than she's trying to move the ball faster than her feet did, so took an extra step, and it was almost like she's just trying to make a handoff there. Momentum will keep you going. It's a good call, but again, that's those moments. You've got to find the composure. You're in the lead in the fourth quarter. How do you close the game out if you're the Male Bulldogs?
Today's game brought to you by Hang Time Indy. Hang Time is a proud sponsor in Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. With 2 locations in the city on the east side at 11 East 38th Street and the west side at 5660 Georgetown Road. Make sure you shop with Hang Time this holiday season for the latest sneakers, apparel, hats, and more. 5 and change left to go here in the fourth. It's a 9-point game, and we talked about it back in the first half, Kristen, about the missed free throws for River Rouge, and you said at the time, might not seem that big now, but you hope it doesn't come back to burn you later, and it feels like it's kind of starting to burn the Panthers a little bit.
Yeah, and it's obviously it's something you'll look at in the post game and say, okay, could that made the difference? Honestly, in this one, I think yes, because when you look at it, no team has really taken, the momentum by force. It's really been a back and forth game a lot of, these quarters. Male obviously playing a little bit more solid, a balanced effort throughout all 3 quarters, and that's why they're in the lead. But the difference really is those free throws. River Rouge doing a nice job of cleaning things up and creating opportunities in the fourth quarter.
Wide open, Harris down low. Beautiful feed from Draw.
And that is what they were not doing to start this game, is working the ball around and finding those high-quality entry passes into the post, because Harris shows she can finish them.
Sin dribbled off of her feet. Steal for River Rouge. Walker up to Draw, who just had the nice feed. This time can't convert on the Euro. Breeden caught in the backcourt, and a tie-up. Possession arrow keeps it here with Mail. But India Draw has turned up the wick a little bit here in the last couple of possessions. Yeah,
and you've got to be careful right now. River Rouge is charging. The Panthers are all over him defensively. Offensively moving the ball, finding easy lay-ins right now. And Mail just kind of looking a little shell-shocked at the moment.
Sin dribbles away from the double team. Washington passes up the open look at 3, floats it in from the baseline.
Great play there by Kylie Washington, and they needed a bucket badly. She thought about the 3, and better yet, shot fake, easy lay-in. Great play there.
It had been 6 unanswered for River Rouge. And the lead back to 9 here for Mail. They've been leading for the majority of our ball game today. Just a couple of ties that came all the way back in the first quarter. Draw, jump shot, bounces and hits every part of the rim and drops.
An easy little pull-up jumper from her about midcourt.
Fanning leads Sin. Nice crossover between 2 defenders. Pull up, free throw line, jump shot, no. And Smith fouled from behind on the loose ball by Linnea Harris. That's her 4th.
And that was big time there by Jemiah Smith as Zion Sin misses the pull-up jumper, but that time it's Smith in the right position going up, and that's just it. If you've got the position, you'll be able to draw the foul there.
Lanier re-enters for Mail. Just past the halfway point of our final stanza. Sin has been electric here in the second half and hits from the mid-range here. She's up to 20.
That's a big-time knockdown right there by Zion Sin, and another turnover here. Oh, go right back to him, but again, that's the one you're going to find that bucket late is Zion Sin.
Draw off balance, rebounded by Fanning. Sin wanted to throw it the length of the floor, then wisely found Fanning from the short distance. Little check down as Fanning wheels, deals, rolls away. Smith, rebound, put back, up off of the shot clock, and it's going back to River Rouge.
So again, it's a nice press break there, and Rachel Fanning does a nice job finding her way, just cannot finish the lay-in. And on the way back up again, another board for Jemiah Smith. That second part there, just trying to finish. She struggled when there's a little bit of traffic there, but it's still, you've got to credit her for getting up there, getting the boards, and being involved in those battles there on the offensive boards for River Rouge.
Feels like a must-score situation here for the Panthers with 3 minutes to go, down 9. Back of the rim, or off the rim, doesn't go for Payne. Rebound, long 2. High banker in there, doesn't drop from Reed. And now Lanier can bleed some clock here for Mayo.
And we'll see. I mean, if there's a team. Oh, the big woman from the corner, Jemiah Smith. We talked about having a career night, but how about that one?
First made 3 of her high school career, and it makes it a double-figure lead for Mayo, up to 12. Smith with 14 today in a breakout game for the freshman, as Lanier able to save it over to Sin. Deflected out of bounds by Harris.
Man, I'm going to be thinking about that shot release in my dreams. Beautiful. Look at her getting the knucks from Coach on the way out. That's a freshman.
Ear to ear grin. For Jemiah
Love it.
Smith.
It's a great shot. She's wide open. Has the defender closing out on her. Beautiful.
Shea back in off the bench for Mayo, taken away from behind by Draw, and then Shea had her arm backwards and was kind of looking up going, are we going to call the tie-up or are we not?
I don't know how else I can.
Which way are we going? Yeah. If I move, my hand will move, and that's no more tie-up. Here's that Mayo backcourt pressure once again. Nyla Walker with the ball. She's been the best player on the floor today for River Rouge, scoring 16 of their 43 points. Runner doesn't drop there. Harris had to go out of her hands. Good save from Shea. And then walking the tightrope in the corners, Lanier. And Mayo needs someone to calm the waters. They give it to this young lady right here, Zion Sin. 3 ball, no. Shea with the catch. Put back 1 didn't go. Second one will result in free throws after the missed 3 from Posey.
Yeah, it's great work there by Savannah Shea, just anchoring the post as she comes in for Jemiah Smith. A nice job on the errant shot there. Just cleans it up, goes up again, and it's really been their ability to control the boards, I think, that's been a big difference maker for Mayo and River Rouge, especially, defensively as they got some momentum. I thought Mayo did a nice job of limiting them to one-chance opportunities, whether it was Smith, Shea, we saw Kylie Washington getting a few big boards as well, but really that was what they were able to use to kind of quell that little run that River Rouge made.
4 points now for Shea after making both freebies, and the lead is up to a game-high 14. Here for Mayo with 90 seconds left to play in our first game of the day of the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash. Harris from right in front, danced off the rim. Shea able to clean it up here for Mayo. Sin steps away from Walker at midcourt, 3-on-2. Nice bounce off to Posey, who gets the roll off the high glass.
Nice work there by Zion Sin. Again, drawing the defenders. They're all expecting her to take it. A nice little bounce pass there to the open teammate.
9 straight for Mayo. Heaving up the corner 3 draw, saves it. Off the legs of Sin, who then is shot out of a cannon as she has Lanier leaking out here for Mayo, who will turn and sit on it with 50 seconds left.
Now, smart play there by Lanier, just pulling it up, saving the ball there.
Lanier guarded tightly by Payne. This key 9-0 stretch for Mayo after seeing their lead cut down to 7 as Posey floats in her second field goal.
Yeah, great look there by Kendall Posey, and it's a nice job by Mayo just taking care of the ball, moving it around, running some clock down to secure the win.
Randall in the paint, partially blocked by Shea. The final 10 seconds here, angling in, draw for 2.
India draw.
And Mayo won't have to dribble much of this clock out as they pick up the 61-45 win today here for Mayo over River Rouge out of Detroit. Our player of the game is the Mayo Bulldogs' Zion Sin, who had 20 points, including 9 in the second half, but her big stretch was that 7-point third quarter for Five and Black.
Yeah, and it really was that 7-point explosion that secured this one for the Male Bulldogs. You see her there, quite a few steals, and then just taking on the Panther defense. An easy finish for Elaine, and really was the calming force that Male needed and those late game moments to secure the win.
Also double-figure score today was Jemiah Smith, who had 14 points today. Our player of the game brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing. The big dog in the game is brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains, the big dogs of sewers and drains do the dirty work in the trenches. At LD Smith Plumbing and Drains, we know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to today's big dog for leading the charge and carrying their team to victory. Today's game has been brought to you by Ed Martin Automotive Group. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know. Hang Time Indy, Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. And LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. For our great crew, headed up by director Vince Morales. Replay today was Kyle Donlin. Camera operators Eric Connect was all the way at the tip top of the gym today. Buzz Alarkin and Matthew Brandstein. For our analyst Kristen Hazley, my name is Rick Johnston. Where our final score of Game 1 of the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash was Male out of Louisville, Kentucky 61 and River Rouge out of Detroit 45. You've been watching Indiana Girls High School basketball here on the ISC Sports Network. Game 2 between Detroit Mumford and Fort Wayne Snyder coming up at 2 o'clock, or 3 o'clock, excuse me.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
In Lawrence Township, the choice is clear. From NACE accredited early learning centers to comprehensive elementary programming built to support literacy, language, community, and STEM. A 96% graduation rate with students engaged in pathways preparing for success in college, career, or military service. 50 state championships and 7 national titles. In the classroom, the court, or on the stage, we produce winners. The choice is clear. Make LT your district of destination.